Okay, so in the FP&A project part 2, what we're going to do is to create measures to explain the variances between my actuals and my budget. So in the first part, we built the input form that helped us build our budget. And so now we fast forward to 2026, we're mid-years, and we want to analyze our variances, our sales variances against the budget. So to do so, we're going to use the DAX measures in Power Pivot. So I'm going to create maybe eight, 9 measures. Okay. First measure I'm going to create is my budget quantity. So I'm going to create measures for quantity, actuals, and budget, unit price, actuals, budget, total sales, actual, budget, and then I'm going to explain the variance, the volume effect of my variances, and the price effect. And I'm going to use all these measures to do so. So first measures, it will be quantity. So I'm going to call this one quantity. So I'm going to use my calculate function, sum quantity, and I'm going to filter on the scenario actuals. Okay. Next measure, it will be for budget. So quantity budget. So for this one, I'm going to use a variable, myScenario. Okay, return and my calculate function. Oh, sorry. So here I will reference my variable. Okay, perfect. So here I'm just going to remove these. Okay, next measure will be my total sales, total sales actuals. Calculate function, sum total sales, filter on actuals. Check formula, no error. Same thing for my budget. So total sales budget. I need my variable. Again, I'm using the variable because I don't know, I cannot hard code it because I don't, there's a possibility that there will be multiple scenario in my model. So I always want to make it as much dynamic as possible. Anyway, okay, return, calculate total sales. And okay, so now total sales. So now I'm going to create my unit price measures. So unit price actuals. So in that case, I need to use, in that case, I can now use my 2 other measures that I just created earlier. So I don't need to rewrite all that code. So how do I calculate my unit price? I'm just doing it total sales. So what is total sales actuals divided by quantity actuals. Check formula. Same thing for budget. So unit price budget, total sales budget divided by quantity budget. And so every time I use these measures, it's important to keep in mind that I need to have my scenario as a filter in the context. So yes, so check formula. Okay, now I have my unit price. Okay, so now I'm ready to explain the variances. So I have 2 type of explanation for my variances. I have a volume effect and a price effect. So to calculate the formula to calculate the volume effect will be, so it will be my quantity variances times my budget price, and my price effect will be my unit price variances times my sorry my okay my I'll just do it on the fly, it will be easier. So here I'm calculating my volume effect. So my volume effect is my quantity variances. So in that case, it will be quantity actuals minus quantity budget times my budget unit price. So unit price budget. So that should do it. Check formula. No error. Now I'm going to explain my price effect. So price effect will be my unit price variances budget times my actuals quantity. Oops. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, and I'll create another one to get my, I'll call it total sales variance. Okay, so in that case, I'll just do total, just to have the plain sales numbers. So total sales actuals minus total sales budget. Okay, so here will validate our calculation. Okay, so in that case, like I mentioned earlier, I need to have my budget scenario selected. So here I've got Canada. Okay, so in the context where mid-year 2026, June or July. So I need to have, I will put my sales period here, and I will just quickly select period 1 to, yeah, so let's do it like this. And then, okay, so I will total variant. Okay, first I will just put the scenario with total sales. Okay, so here I have my two scenario, actuals and budget, and the total sales. Now, next to it, I will put my scenario. Let's see, I'll just remove this one. I will put my measure total sales variance. So here I can see, okay, it's working. I have the numbers make sense. So I'm under budget in my actuals. Oh, but I need to, so I forgot to put my budget, but it's 0 because the actuals will, if you just put the actual, you get 0. So if I'll just do it just to show you. So yeah, so here, because it will be actuals less actuals, and then we'll get 0. So here I will still select my budget, because I could have multiple budget, and then the number, and then the results would be funny in that case. So now I'm going to put my volume effect and my price effect. So now I can see that if I'm adding up these two types of variances, I get my total variances. So now I can see, oh, okay, 1600 is due to volume, and it's a favorable variances, and this one is unfavorable price effect. But what's nice about these measures, so now I can isolate, let's say I want to see my pricing across all countries and regions. So now I can see, oh, okay, some regions have a favorable pricing and some have less favorable.